Be prepared. Because what I am about to tell you is not another horoscope, not another forecast, not another whisper of the stars. This is a decree, a prophecy, a warning written in lightning. And if these words have found you, it is not a coincidence. It is alignment. September 6, 2025, is not just another date on the calendar. It is the hinge, the rupture, the storm. It is the moment Uranus, the planet of rebellion, disruption, and shockwaves, slams into retrograde. And when it does, the world you thought you knew will fracture. For years, you have been underestimated. They thought your silence meant defeat. They thought your downfall was permanent. They thought the collapse was your ending. But the collapse was only camouflage. The downfall was only an illusion. What looked like ashes was only the smoke before ignition. Because Uranus retrograde is not here to end you. It is here to expose you. And the shock isn't that you are rising again. The shock is that you will rise louder, stronger, and in ways no one will be able to ignore. This is not a rewind. This is a reversal. Uranus retrograde does not rewind the story back into the past. It flips the script so suddenly, so violently, that the tables themselves collapse beneath the weight of justice. The chosen ones, the silenced, the underestimated, the hidden, finally collect on everything that was stolen. Every ounce of energy drained. Every door slammed shut. Every false ending. This retrograde is not punishment. This is payback. The shockwave of Uranus. You see, Uranus has always carried a reputation. The awakener, the disruptor, the breaker of chains. It does not move slowly. It does not ask for permission. It strikes, suddenly, with the force of lightning. And now, that lightning runs through you. People fear Uranus because it does not play by rules. It snaps patterns apart without warning. But that is exactly why it matters. Because chosen ones were never meant to crawl back quietly, never meant to rebuild in silence, never meant to fit back into the cages they escaped. The greatest comebacks are not gradual. They are explosive. And Uranus retrograde is the ignition point. On September 6th, do not think of collapse. Think of combustion. Do not think of chains. Think of electricity burning them away. Do not think of endings. Think of fractures splitting timelines in two. The current is not burning you. It is charging you. The very storm that unravels others is the same storm that launches you forward. Breaking chains. For too long, chosen ones have lived with invisible chains. Doubt whispering you weren't enough. Fear holding your body in place. The judgment of others pressing on your chest like iron. You looked free on the outside, but inside you were bound. But Uranus retrograde does not negotiate with chains. It does not gently loosen them. It snaps them. And when it does, you will feel it. Suddenly, the anxiety that stalked you for years is gone. Suddenly, the belief that you were too small shatters into dust. Suddenly, the leash of the past falls to the ground. Freedom arrives not as comfort but as shock. It is disorienting, dizzying, almost frightening, like stepping into a world with no walls after a lifetime in a cage. Your lungs will expand differently. Your voice will sound different in your own ears. And others will sense it too. Freedom is not given. It is demanded. And once it comes, there is no going back. The paradox of September 6th. But here is the hidden code. September 6th is not a random day. 6 is the number of balance, harmony, and restoration. And yet Uranus, the planet of chaos and rebellion, chooses this exact day to slam into retrograde. That is not a coincidence. That is a paradox. Chaos wrapped in harmony. Disorder stitched inside order. Lightning striking in a clear sky, not to destroy but to reset what was broken. For years, your life has felt like fragments. Scattered puzzle pieces that never formed a picture. But on September 6th, the paradox bent. The storm does not scatter you anymore. It assembles you. The betrayals, the collapses, the delays, they don't vanish. They align. And for the first time, the broken pieces of your story click into place. You see the symmetry that has been hiding in your suffering. This is why Uranus is called the awakener. It does not shock you with loss. It shocks you with clarity. The fracture of time. September has always been a divider. It is the hinge of the year, the split between before and after. But this September, with Uranus roaring backward on the 6th, the fracture becomes undeniable. Imagine standing on a bridge. Behind you lies every shadow, every false ending, every collapse. Ahead of you is the unknown. And suddenly, the bridge cracks in half. You cannot go back. You cannot cling to the weight of what was. The fracture forces you to decide. For most, it will feel like confusion. The ground slipping away, the timeline dissolving beneath their feet. But for the chosen ones, the fracture is clarity. Everything before September 6th was preparation. Everything after is revelation. The invisible lines will be drawn in your soul. You will feel the cleanest cut of your life, severing hesitation, doubt, and the old names they once called you. What steps forward is sharp, undeniable, unstoppable. This is why September 6th is not superstition. It is orchestration. The paradox of chaos and harmony colliding to create the exact pressure needed for breakthrough. Acceleration for the chosen. Most people will stall in retrograde. Their plans will slip. Their confidence will falter. Their energy will drain into loops of repetition. But not you. Not the chosen. Uranus tilts the field. It bends the ground itself. For others, the path turns steep and heavy. For you, it tilts forward, carrying you like a tailwind that will not let you slow. Ideas sharpen. Intuition flares. Opportunities they thought were locked fly open like they were never shut. This is the separation. This is the divide. While others stumble backwards into their old mistakes, you surge forward, propelled by a current they cannot feel. And once the gap opens, it does not close. Retrograde becomes the divider that seals your ascent. By the time they notice, you will already be unrecognizable, moving in a rhythm they cannot catch. The return of what was stolen. Understand this clearly. Uranus does not only shatter, it restores. It does not only break chains, it hands back what was stolen while you were bound. Every time they underestimated you. Every time they mocked you. Every time they siphoned your energy, laughed at your silence, erased your voice. It was recorded. Not by men. Not by systems. Not by false judges. But by the higher order that keeps every soul in balance. And when Uranus retrograde strikes, the scales tilt. Not in whispers. Not in delay. But in lightning. This is why the chosen ones feel strange surges during Uranus retrograde. Unexpected blessings, sudden reversals, doors that swing open violently instead of quietly. Because it is the moment of return. You will not have to chase. You will not have to beg. The very things that were denied to you will now arrive as if they were looking for you all along. This is justice. Not man's justice. Cosmic justice. And no force can stop it when Uranus decides the hour has come. The storm is not punishment. It is stage. Here is the lie they taught you. Storms mean punishment. Dark skies mean abandonment. Retrogrades mean loss. But listen carefully. The storm is not punishment. It is a stage. Lightning is a spotlight. Thunder is an announcement. The winds are clearing space for your arrival. They thought you were buried in silence. But silence was incubation. They thought collapse meant you were finished. But collapse was only demolition before reconstruction. And when the storm hit, it did not erase you. It revealed you. Retrograde is not rewind. It is revealed. The storm is not against you. It is with you. This is why chosen ones feel strange empowerment in chaos. While others lose balance, you find wings. While others scatter, you sharpen. While others hide, you are revealed. You are not swallowed by the storm. You become the storm. The acceleration into the unknown. Do you feel it? That current that has been tugging at your chest? That pulse that won't let you sleep at night? That is not anxiety. That is acceleration. Uranus retrograde is an engine hidden inside the chaos. Every broken plan, every delay, every detour, it is not slowing you. It is speeding you. Because by tearing down the false path, Uranus clears the hidden road. This is why September 6th will not feel like gentle beginnings. It will feel like being launched, as though you were standing still one moment and suddenly hurled into motion the next. The chosen will feel it as sudden clarity. sudden courage, sudden unshakable direction. Do not resist it. Do not question it. Do not try to tame it. Let acceleration carry you. Because hesitation now is the only chain that can still hold you back. Cosmic justice and exposure. But hear this warning. Uranus retrograde does not only return what was stolen, it also exposes who stole it. Those who spoke lies will be revealed. Those who pretended loyalty will stumble into the open. Those who drained your light will no longer have shadows to hide in. And the shocking part? They will expose themselves. You will not have to fight. You will not have to prove it. Their masks will fall without your hand ever touching them. Because when lightning strikes, there is no shadow left. When Uranus rewinds, it pulls every secret into the open. And in that moment, truth burns brighter than manipulation ever could. This is why chosen ones must stand firm now. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to waste breath explaining. You only need to hold your ground while the storm pulls the veil away. And when it does, those who doubt you will choke on silence. Because the truth will thunder without you lifting a single word. September 6th, the cosmic divide. This is where it all converges. September 6th is not just a date. It is a decree. Harmony collides with chaos. Lightning collides with silence. Retrograde collides with destiny. And when it does, the divide becomes visible. Those still clinging to their old patterns will stumble backwards, lost in repetition. But the chosen will surge forward, carried by acceleration, crowned in revelation. This is why the moment is sacred. Because in a single day, the invisible lines are drawn. Everything before September 6th was trial. Everything after is testimony. And the testimony is not words. It is your existence. Your rise. Your unshakable presence in a world that once buried you. The final prophecy. So let me leave you with this. Do not mistake collapse for the ending. Do not mistake retrograde for punishment. Do not mistake the storm for silence. Because when September 6th arrives, Uranus does not simply turn backward. It rips backward. It fractures time itself so that chosen ones can step out of the shadows and into their rightful thrones. You are not being erased. You are being revealed. You are not being punished. You are being propelled. You are not being overlooked. You are being announced. The question is not whether the storm is coming. It already has. The question is, will you claim the lightning that is yours? Remember this. Retrograde is not rewind. Retrograde is revealed. And September 6th, 2025, is not just a turning point. It is the day lightning crowns the chosen.